the more you practice, the more you get better at it. The times you've attempted and you say this is a failure, no, you're just practicing. And guess what? Once you've acquired the amount of knowledge, skills, character, and experiences, and then you go back into the same thing, boom, it picks up and you go really far. But why is a lot of people not living in their destiny? Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So this video would be a continuation of part one of my journey so far. Yes, so I'll just try to remember where I stopped, which I believe was the lessons that I learned from my first business investment in Nigeria. You know, I had some time to think about, the story that I shared, and I now know for a certain that mistakes are learning experiences, and sometimes it's necessary to make these mistakes to better prepare you for your next your next attempt. Yes, it is called an attempt. And you need to allow yourself to have multiple attempts at anything you're doing in life. I mean, don't be too hard on yourself when it doesn't work out the first time, because perhaps there is something you need to learn, so that when you try the next time, you will be able to propel forward. It is a given that when you research the stories of many successful people, their life journey is not a bed of roses, or was not a bed of roses. Sometimes when people who are close to them say to them, I want to be like you, they will say, please don't. Please don't be like me. You don't know my journey. My life is really hard. Do you have the resilience? Do you have what it takes to be like me? It is important to be your authentic self. It's good to be inspired by people, but do not take another person's journey. Each individual have their own unique path in life, and that is what is called destiny and purpose. And sadly, a lot of people go through life without finding their real purpose, and they live this life of dissatisfaction with everything they do. It is possible to be wealthy but still not living in your purpose. And the reason why I say wealthy and not successful, because I see success as in wholeness in all ramification. To me, the greatest success a person can achieve in life is peace of mind and contentment. And it's something that is very scarce, very rare in this world. So does that mean a lot of people are not living in their purpose? why. A prophet once said, a lot of people, they abandon their purpose because they face challenges. And they have a wrong view of challenge. I mean, they see challenge as a discouragement instead of a teaching moment. They try the first time, it wasn't successful, they don't learn anything from it, they just abandon it altogether and say maybe this wasn't meant for me. But that is your destiny. I always reference the Bible. Read about any great person in the Bible and see their life was not a bed of roses. Do you want to be Joseph? Joseph, who rescued his nation Israel in the time of food shortage. Can you live the life of Joseph? Do you know his journey? He went through so much. Look, the gold you see today had to go through furnace to become the purified version it is today. It was necessary for it to be melted in that furnace. As the melting happens, it traps the dirt, it traps the discolorations, and it gets burnt away. Is it an easy process going through the melting? Of course not. That is journey. And that was the way, well, I didn't have that clarity then, but I mean, I understood a little bit, but the more you mature, the more you see things differently and you start to have an understanding of things. Now looking back, yes, I can then say that my failure in my first business investment in Nigeria offered me an opportunity to learn, and I gained some experience for my next attempt. It is not a bad thing to fail. Life is just offering you an opportunity to try many times and then get it right. You can imagine, the more you practice, the more you get better at it. The times you've attempted and you say this is a failure, no, you're just practicing. And guess what? Once you've acquired the amount of knowledge, skills, character, and experiences, and then you go back into the same thing, boom, it picks up and you go really far. But why is a lot of people not living in their destiny? I mean, there's a lot of wealthy people, but wealth doesn't really translate to living in your destiny. Why do we have very few people that live in their full wholeness, full capacity? Wholeness means all ramification, peace of mind, success, good life. It is because not so many people are willing to go through the process. Not so many people are willing to go through the furnace. If you can overcome that, then your destiny awaits you. Your destiny, which is unique to yourself. Each individual have a unique part of life. And you're doing yourself a great disservice if you're trying to live the part of life of another person or trying to copy the part of life of another person. No. You have to find your own part. So, my first practice at business Was it really my first practice? Well, in a different location in Nigeria. Yeah, it didn't really work out, and I quickly learned that you're the best person to manage your business. Look, the greatest assets companies have, like successful companies, is great workers that carry the vision of the company. And that is why a lot of big corporations, they go through the hassle of putting a lot of things in place, like a good working HR team, constantly motivating their workers, having lunch parties, like, I don't know, work parties, bonuses, conducive environment, because they're trying to make them comfortable so that they can perform at their optimum. So that was what was lacking in my case, and I learned that. And I had to go through this experience to learn it. And I quickly realized, at the initial stage of a business, physical presence is very important. Or if not, then whoever is managing your business have to understand the full vision of your business. And for someone to understand the full vision of your business, you actually have to interact with the person over a period of time. And if not a period of time, it would be someone that easily gets you, so that once you say something once, they know where you're going. Otherwise, yeah. So in that case, what I should have done differently is I should have been physically present, even for a short period of time, in Nigeria at the early stages of starting that business, to supervise things and to share my vision with the people that will be working with me. Again, I learned something, so it was good. Then I didn't see as a good thing that my business failed. But now I realize, um yeah, that was a trial, and that was a practice, and I've learned something. There are other things that I learned from that business that I don't really want to go into too much details, but I'm ready to now apply um, the lessons that I've learned and do things differently in this new venture of farming. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is my journey so far. And here I am today, about to take, well, I have started the process of this new step. But the stage where I'm at now, I haven't really started, like, the main thing. We're still really in the early processes, and I'll definitely carry you all along. I mean, like recording videos of, the crops that I would be growing, the process of preparing the land, the structures in place, you know. I'm very excited about this journey, but obviously at the moment I'm still in my base in Sydney. Pending the time things are ready for me to head down over there, even for a short period of time. Very important to supervise things at the early stages. That is what I learned from my last business venture, and be able to share my vision with those that will be working with me. And I must be sure they understand the vision, and I have to keep reiterating it. Yes. So that is it so far. And yeah, thank you all for watching and listening to my story. Yeah, if you have any questions to ask, you can just leave in the comment section, and I'll see you in the next video. Please like, share, and subscribe and comment. I really appreciate that, and see you next time. Bye.